Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules here for What Culture Gaming with a brand new review just for you. Now today we're going back in time and recoiling at our disgusting teenage selves with Life is Strange, or to be more specific, the new Life is Strange prequel, Before the Storm Special Edition. Now, recently, a final bonus episode entitled Farewell was released for the prequel, so the kind people at Square Enix sent me over a lovely limited edition, so I'm going to tell you what's inside that box and review that extra piece of content. So let's get stuck in. So first, what do you get for your money? Well, the game plays to its two biggest strengths, art and music design, by providing not only the entire soundtrack on vinyl and CD, but also a loving collection of concept art in a mini book. Am I going to judge the fact that they could have easily put it on a cassette to play into the game's themes? No, because you still get a lot of bang for your buck. The music included is utterly outstanding, and you'll also receive the complete Before the Storm season, the bonus episode, as well as the first episode of the original Life is Strange to get you involved in the Max Caulfield storyline. There's even little in-game bonuses such as the ability to change Chloe's clothes, and also a mixtape mode which allows you to create a custom playlist for your playthrough. We even got sent some nice little figures of Rachel and Chloe with our pack. Isn't that nice? But what about the actual game? Well, before I'd actually reviewed this, I'd not played a single episode, a single shred of Life is Strange. So what I did is I took it upon myself to go back to the original, play through everything, then go back to the prequel, and then finish it off with the bonus episode. It makes sense, trust me. And if I was to describe my entire experience with Life is Strange in one word, it would be tumultuous. Now, I'm going to keep it centered on the Before the Storm experience, but I'm glad I played the original first, as going in cold to Chloe Price's story might alienate a few people. In short, Chloe is more than a bit of a dick. An outward display of anger which is manifested through the loss of support from her father William and her supposed best friend Max. Her story is one of learning to trust again thanks to the help of Rachel Amber, an almost too perfect to be true student at Blackwell Academy. Through their time together, we see the polar opposite sides begin to meet in the middle, with Chloe softening and becoming more compassionate, while Rachel becomes more able to express herself and shatter the image that everyone else has built up of her around her. Mechanically, the game is a very simple and quite linear experience with puzzles, very simple puzzles, tying the whole narrative together. New features such as the backtalk system are welcome and well implemented, allowing you to coerce your way through events using Chloe's sharp wit. Not gonna lie though, there were a few times which caused my skin to literally almost peel off in disgust because there's a few writing elements in this that sound like they were written by somebody's dad and not somebody even remotely close to the age bracket that Chloe is part of. I mean, hella. Ugh, no thank you. And speaking of, well, while it was interesting to see a lot of characters return from the first game throughout the story, only a few of them were voiced by the same people. Ashley Birch, who did such a good job of Chloe in the first game and who I totally want to be my real-life wife, did not return for this game. However, Rihanna DeVries does a fine job for the most part. I have to admit though, after playing both games, Chloe's solo arc is arguably weaker, and if I were to level criticism at the game, none of your choices actually matter. In the original, your actions could lead to literal life or death scenarios. Here though, it's more focused on the minutiae of life rather than the bigger picture. And I found that at the end of episode 3 that the narrative was just convoluted in a way that didn't spark a massive payoff, with secret mothers, stab-happy henchmen, and a final choice that, if you boil it down, really didn't matter. That being said, I still found the story to move along at a fast pace with minimal filler and still managed to often hit with emotional moments that left me feeling satisfied and empty in just the right ways. So that's the main chunk of content out of the way, but what about the bonus episode? Well, I'm pleased to announce that this 1.5 hour piece of content is a bonus in every sense of the word. The setting of Max and Chloe's final moments together as young girls is short but incredibly sweet, full of callbacks to the previous 2 games, and it acts like a reward to fans of the franchise. The tensions that arise from wanting to tell Chloe that you're moving away but always being blocked or interrupted created this incredibly painful experience, one that not only works to highlight that Max isn't the confident person we see her become, but also a feeling that many of us might be able to relate to as well. As the girls enjoy searching for clues and digging up a time capsule, you're shown moments of happiness and a naive strand of youth that soon cuts short as the tale moves towards its final act. The dialogue here feels natural, more so than in most of the other games. But, it's still full of cheese ladled with it, in fact, but it's not too distracting. Instead, what steals focus is the undeniably emotional moment which shapes Chloe's future for the worst. It could have been so clumsily dealt with, but it's clear the developers took their time to make this scene with William really matter. The story is bittersweet, ending on a very low note, but it provides a good example of what Life is Strange is as a game. It's a narrative about loss and the inability to express oneself, and it's held together by simple but well-founded gameplay. And while the characters are maybe a bit unrealistic and idealistic in ways, they're charming and heartfelt. If you enjoy your narrative games, you'll enjoy this, and as it stands, Farewell is a perfect send-off to the franchise. For now, because Season 2 is on the horizon. So there we have it, the Life is Strange Before the Storm limited edition pack. You get a lot of content for your money, and while the story is arguably weaker than the first game, with a few less dramatic payoffs as well, there is still a lot to enjoy. And if you don't fancy buying the whole pack, then Farewell is, in my opinion, something that you must experience if you're a fan. Its small asking price is definitely worth the huge emotional impact that you get towards the end of it, and it ties together the prequel and the original very, very well. With this in mind, I'm going to give 2 ratings for this pack. The overall presentation and the content of the pack is supremely well done. The narrative, maybe less, so I'm going to say based on the game versus the actual reward of the content you get, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. But for Farewell versus standalone DLC, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. You really should experience this if you're a fan of the previous 2 games. So there we go. Let me know if you've picked up either the limited edition pack or the Farewell DLC down in the comments section below. Then swing by whatculture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. And as always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe below. And if you're looking for more content like this, then try a few things that are floating about around my ears. Might be fun. I can't promise it though, but it might be.